what do you call them? The bone conducting headphones. They like actually vibrate your head if the bass is too high.
So your voice is too bassy.
Hmm. Your voice is too bassy.
Oh. All right, here we go. We're live. Playing us in.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay,
This guy.
here we go.
Yeah. Some idiot.
So my big computer decided to like blow up on me, and I don't know what's wrong with it now, but it's not starting. So I ran back to my laptop, and that's why we're
Okay.
loading. So
You're a little fuzzy.
yeah, I'm a little fuzzier than usual. This camera isn't as nice as the big fancy one.
It's all right. You still look beautiful. That's what matters.
Thanks.
How you doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, still healing from the appendix removal, but enough that I can probably come and observe class today. So
Oh, good. See you out there. Can you like feel inside where it's like missing? You have a sensation in there, or is it just the scar?
no, and the scar's not even where the appendix is. It's on the other side of my body. So
Why do they go across?
they did it laparoscopically, where they poke holes. They poke three holes in me, and they used
Hmm.
something to get my appendix
It-
out.
but surely you'd want to poke the hole close to your destination.
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know
This is
how
why
any of this
I'm not
stuff
a surgeon.
works. Yeah, exactly. This
I'd be
bone
like,
connected to that
laparoscopic, just tear
bone.
them open, get it out of there.
Yeah, I know, kidding. So speaking of
No, but
tearing me
like,
open, I got my heart surgery scheduled.
oh God.
So that's coming up.
Are they gonna fucking spread your ribs? Are they gonna do that whole thing?
No. It's not an open heart surgery. They're just putting two more stents in me.
Oh, and that's all done. They run them on down the tubes kind of thing, right?
Again, laparoscopically. So either it's weird. They do it from so far away, and then they get it into the heart spot, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Whatever works, as long as it keeps
Hmm.
me alive.
I remember hearing for a while that they were I don't know if they still do this, but they when you get breast implants now, they like shove it in your belly button. They like
Really?
they roll it up in a little tube. They no silicone in it. They roll it up in a little tube. They go in through the belly button all the way up and then let it out of the tube and then fill it full of the silicone once it's in there.
I don't know. I'll tell you when I get breast implants.
Yeah, let me know how that goes. That'll be
I
your
don't know how
that'll be
that
your
works.
that'll be your special treat surgery once all the difficult stuff is done.
Right.
So,
Hack of the week. Get boobs.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get 9 surgeries. The 10th one is free.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah. Any well, I'm glad you're healing. Any business related activities that you got up to this week?
Yeah, we went out and did some cool joint venture meets, and so we found a really cool place that wants to sponsor us for events. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
And
So they
they
let
got
us use the space, but
yeah.
they
So
it's a coffee
we
shop.
help them promote events, and no, they're like a giant building. So in Richmond, there's this like humongous building, and we might be running our next fuck up nights there. Actually, we're thinking about that as well.
Nice.
So this one in Granville Island now, and then maybe there because they're sponsoring us. They have a full sound system, full everything, can probably host like 150 to 200 people ish, something like that. So yeah, could be fun. Joint venture,
Nice. Joint venture, which is our subject du jour. Oh, we should introduce people to the show.
sure.
Everyone who's watching at home. So yeah, we're Earl and the Idiot. We're here a show to help you learn business acumen, and we have as a source of acumen, Mr. Earl Formata. You read about in the intro or heard about in the intro. Smart guy, knows lots of business, and I'm here to ask stupid questions to move the thing along and keep it entertaining.
You
What we
betcha.
do is because we are both smart and lazy, which are sometimes two sides of the same coin. Um, we use ChatGPT. We go over various business issues that Earl has helped his clients and friends face in the week, and he gives me 3 of those issues, and I pick one to go over. We feed that into ChatGPT, ChatGPT spews out
3, 2, 1s.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, it gives us business tips, and then we go over it. Sometimes we think it's a bad idea. Sometimes we think it's a great idea. Generally, a good 85% good ideas, I think.
Good ideas, yeah. And then sometimes it's just a small tweak to optimize
Yeah.
it and squeeze every last bit of
Right.
value out of it.
It's a yes, but instead of a yes
Yes.
and, it's a yes, but.
Mhm.
And I find sometimes the only problem ChatGPT has is it maybe can't come up with new ideas, so it kind of just restates the same idea 3 different times.
Funny enough, that's sometimes what needs to be done though. Like it's just like, yeah, it's a review of the curriculum. Do it again.
Right?
Again.
Okay, and so this week, and here's my background. The subject is joint venturing,
Yeah,
using joint ventures to
I
grow your
love the
business,
bears doing the fusion
networking,
dance and
and
turn into a panda.
yeah, I was not aware of the cultural reference to Dragon Ball Z. You said.
That's right, Dragon Ball. They did the fusion dance and got stronger. And I don't know. I've always liked that panda joke too. Like pandas aren't racist; they're black, white, and Asian. So
They cover all the bases.
there you go.
I just remember as a kid seeing another kid with a Dragon Ball Z, I guess in Canada, Dragon Ball Z written on his in a pencil box,
Oh yeah.
And I just looked down. And I was like, Dragon Balls? This is what it says. He's like, no, it's Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, it says Dragon Balls. I don't know what to tell you. Is that an old joke in Dragon Ball circles? Does everyone
Oh yeah. Well,
know?
that and it's anime, right? So, um, in the original anime, the main character is just a kid when he starts off in it,
Hmm.
and he's very exploratory about everything. So there's plenty of ball jokes. There's plenty of ball jokes.
All right. I wasn't original then, but so I guess they do the fusion dance, and the black bear and the white bear, polar bear join up, and they become a panda bear.
Which is appropriate for the
Strong.
joint venture.
And this is what happens when you do a joint venture. You do a joint venture and you become very strong. You get
Super
these
panda
lines of power
power.
emanating from you.
There you go.
So the prompt we entered was, it's time for another Earl and the Idiot show. Today's topic, using joint ventures to grow your business, networking edition. Give me 3 things to do, 2 things to avoid, and 1 red hot tip to make networking and joint ventures work for a growing small business. Did this 3, 2, 1, did you just come up with that, or is that based on something?
No, the 3, 2, 1 was like I we were under the gun one
Hmm.
day, and I was like, oh crap, I need to come up with something. So I'm like 3, 2, 1, and I just threw it in there, and it just became our thing. Like that was totally by accident. Um, like you realize that half the time our prep is 5 minutes before the show, right? So it's just
Yeah.
like one yeah, I was in an Uber on the way home, and I was gonna just literally run in the door and just barely be in time for the show, and
Hmm.
I'm panicking. I'm like, oh crap, I need to come up with some sort of thing. And it just came to me in in a just a hot flash, like, oh god, we need this. And so yeah, it just happened, and then we liked it so much we kept it.
Nice. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we often do our prep 5 minutes before the show, or in today's case, 45 minutes after the show was supposed to start. But here we go. So here's the prompt we entered into ChatGPT this week. Oh no, we already did that.
We did it already.
Yeah.
So
So here we go. 3 things to do. The number 1 thing to do. I feel like a get a little David Letterman
yeah,
cards. The
drum
top
roll.
3 lists. Top 3 things to do when joint venturing. Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Um, number 1 thing: find businesses with the same customers, not competitors. I know you like this one. The best joint venture partners are people who already serve your ideal clients but don't compete with you. Examples: accountant, business coach, web designer, realtor. There's a hand. I'm doing this because I'm realizing people can't see it. There's a handshake emoji in between these two.
Excellent.
Realtor, mortgage broker, gym, physiotherapist, marketing agency, web developer. I'm both, so I'm already
Yeah.
I'm literally shaking my own hand here, but yeah. This is your line. That's taking your line. You're fishing in the same pond, just using different bait. When you combine audiences, everyone wins. I
That's
assume
a
you agree
very
with this since it's your idea.
that's a very Earl-esque point. And the whole thing is it's people already serve your ideal clients. I think this thing's been watching too many of my BEO shows.
Yeah.
So
Well, you've been feeding your videos into it, haven't you?
yeah, but not for the Earl and the Idiot project. Like it's separate.
It knows. It
It
knows.
knows. So
Mhm.
it watches the videos, it watches my YouTube
Yeah.
channel. It's weird. So yeah, finding businesses with the same customers really, 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 really works. So that's not a competitor. Those are the best joint ventures, even in so BNI, Business Networking Inc. They set up these things called power teams where they grab all the people who are all in the same kind of boat. So, for example, there's the finance team where there's the accountant, the bookkeeper, the realtor, the mortgage broker, the banker, all these folks who do finance stuff, and stick them together in the team and get them to help each other by referring each other customers because the mortgage broker can't necessarily do what the financial planner does, right? So
Mhm.
so it's really interesting how they set up these power teams, and it really, really works, right? Because like you're not competing. If you're an accountant, you might be an excellent accountant, but that doesn't mean you can get a guy a mortgage. So there you go. Yeah, I
How do you,
wholeheartedly agree.
right. And is the reach out here, is it just very simple? Hey, I serve this kind of customer. Do you serve that kind of customer? Like how do you meet these people? Or is that the networking part?
Well, it's the networking part. Like it's hilarious. Like when people are in a room together, everyone's trying to sell the guy across the table, right? And it's not the right thing to do. You should be finding partners, like people, like I said, people who don't compete with you, who are after the same market, and then work together, like and then join forces, just like the pandas, right? Like
Mhm.
that happens, and then everybody wins. So I know many episodes ago I talked about like a multi-way joint venture where we got 10 people in a sector who are all after the same client, and they just banded together to make a newsletter, right? That's it. So let's say everybody has 1,000 clients, you know, together all 10 of them have 10,000 reach, right? And
Mhm.
somewhere in that 10,000 you might be able to find like double your client base, right? Like because if you have 1,000 and you want to get the 2,000 and there's 10,000 you have access to, and all these people are in a trusted circle,
Mhm.
chances are you'll probably find another 1,000 clients and you'll double the size of your business.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that trusted circle part of it too, because it's if you work with someone and they do
Right.
good by you and they're trustworthy and and then they say, "Oh, great, now that we're done, you should now call this guy as a mortgage broker." You're going to trust that guy's recommendation. So that lead's going to come to the mortgage broker really just ready to roll.
Yeah, and so there's no hard sales pitch. It's just a warm handshake handoff, and everybody's happy.
Mhm. It's like, okay, yeah, we've just repaired this car, but it's filthy. Go to my friends with car wash across the street and just
Yeah, and then for the insides, here's the detailer, right? And then you do the
right
same
there.
thing. And oh, you need your mirror is busted. Here's the car parts guy, and then yeah, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I had to hire a car detailer a little while ago, and I felt like there was a lot of scammy ones. I don't know why. There's like this one guy on Facebook just kept messaging me. How about now? I'll give you a discount. How about now? How about now? I'm like, I'll let you know, dude. Calm down. All right, here's number two. This one I'm not sure I've heard you say before. Start with small wins. Most people try to jump straight into the giant partnership. Bad move. Start simple. Co-host a small event. Cross promote newsletters. There's newsletters. Share social posts. Share social posts. Run a webinar together. Bundle offers. A joint venture is basically dating before marriage. Test the partnership first.
So I've been guilty of this where I've jumped straight into a big partnership and then blow up my face. So
Hmm.
yeah, it happens. So yeah, testing it beforehand, yeah, really good idea. So because you got to get a feel of how the other person works, right? So um, I mean, how long have I known you? And then all of a sudden, I start sending you like the big client deals, right? And yeah, it just what did we do? We had this podcast.
Hmm.
We started training together. We started doing all the other things. I mean, other than just being friends and hanging out, And then all of a sudden, business just came out of it, right? So, um, doing those things like co-hosting a small event, that's an excellent way to really get to know how the other person works, right? Because
Yeah.
running an event is something not as crazy, but you're still under pressure a little bit because you're the host. So if you're co-hosting something, you're trying to make the both of you look good. So
Mhm.
that's always a good thing. It's
You know
it's
what?
almost like that joke before you marry somebody. Watch them use a slow computer on slow internet and see if you're still okay, right? So
Oh, don't judge me by that. Um, yeah, it's definitely true that I learned this lesson again. I mean, I sort of knew it, but I had to relearn it. That anybody can talk a big game. You got to actually test them in the real
yeah,
world. I with the that container where I used to sell those container homes,
yeah,
they hired on this guy to help assemble their container homes. I thought like this guy is awesome. He was like he talked such a game, man.
and then he
I was
just
like, oh
crap the bed.
yeah. I was so impressed. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna really make the business soar. These two sort of boomers that are running the company right now, they're a little lacking in energy. This guy's just a real go-getter. He's gonna whip these things together and customers are gonna be satisfied and these things will fly out the door. And then they sold the company to him and he destroyed it completely.
Yep.
Get this, I have to share this. So we had this website. I'll just go ahead and say it, creativecontainerslodging.com, which I built. And this was like ahead of the curve on uh, container homes, which are now a big thing.
Right.
And this was, good Lord, it was 7 years ago now, something like 7 years ago now. So it's been up there for a long time. And it drew traffic. It got clicks. I had a website there, the whole bit.
Hmm.
He bought the company, including the domain. He has the domain, fires me, loses the website that I built,
Oh
makes a
no.
super crappy one, puts the super crappy one at a new domain, creativecontainers.com, instead of creativecontainerslodging.com, doesn't forward the old domain to the new domain.
Oh no.
I thought the company got out of business because there was no website anymore. I get messages on the Facebook group saying, hey, are you still in business? Your website's down. But the website's up. He just moved the domain and didn't forward the old one. So he's just pooping all that traffic out. It's just there's people coming to that website right now as we speak, getting a blank page, and this guy is just losing business.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Anyway, I do every time that subject comes up, I have to vent.
Yep.
The
Absolutely.
point of that story, the reason why it was remotely related is test out your business partners small before diving in all the way.
Yeah. 100%.
I brought that shit back around. Okay. Number 3, thing to do when joint venturing for small business wins, make it easy for your partner to win. If your joint venture partner has to work hard to promote you, it dies. Instead, give them a simple referral offer, pre-written email or social copy, a clear commission or benefit, easy booking links. The easier it is to promote you, the more they will.
Oh, 100%.
Mhm.
Um, Also, don't force them to learn like your long ass pitch,
Mhm.
right? So if you have a
Yeah.
really, really long pitch that takes like 15 minutes to spit out, don't try
Mhm.
to teach it to them. No one's going to know your business as much as you do, right, at the end of the day. And so, yeah, that's the way to go, right? Like, so make sure it's really easy. Like the two most laziest promoters in the universe are going to be affiliates for you and joint venture partners. So if you don't make it easy for them, they're just not going to do it, or they're going to flub it, right? So
Yeah.
so pre-package
And you,
something, make it simple, give them a one-liner, make it really easy fish to catch, right?
mhm. And yeah, I like the idea. You just have a pamphlet. Oh yeah, go talk to this guy. He'll solve whatever,
Right,
and then
exactly.
hand that off.
So and that way, you're not answering questions about the other guy's business. You're not
Mm.
answering stuff you're not qualified to do, right? And they're like, oh god, can you tell me about? I don't know anything about this. That's why I'm referring you to this guy, right? So so
I'm
yeah,
not a mortgage guy, but he is.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
Here's
again, if you
here's
if
here's
you
where to go.
if you've done a good job of servicing that customer from your end, then your recommendation should be enough, right?
Okay, my turn for a rant. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
oh
One
no.
time there was this networking event, and I swear to God, 12 mortgage brokers were all at this event. And
That.
everyone's going to stand up and do their pitch, and every single one was the same. And I'm like,
Mhm.
God, like how do you choose the mortgage broker when every single one goes, yeah, we'll work the hardest to get you the best mortgage? I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
that's expected of you, right?
Right.
That's the bare
That's
minimum. If you're not going to do that, I'm not going to hire you, right?
yeah.
So yeah,
It's like your surgeon is like you're like, hey, you're my surgeon. Yep. And I promise to perform this surgery on you and install the stent. You're like, yeah, good.
that's that's
That's the whole thing,
that's the basics, right? Like,
right?
yeah. Please don't
If
kill
you're
me.
not doing that, why bother?
Yeah, exactly. So
Uh,
yeah, making
I
it
thought
easy
it
for your JV partner to win is key. It's an important thing.
right. Um, I have a question about commissions. I've heard from others that Americans are all cool with commissions, but Canadians sometimes are backed off on referral commissions. What's your experience on that?
It depends on the nature of the service, right?
Hmm.
So, for example, a lawyer can't give you a finder's fee unless you're another lawyer,
Oh,
right?
all right.
The same thing goes for like a finance guy, right? Like a financial planner is not allowed to, because if you don't hold a financial planning license, they can't essentially pay you directly for that structure. You have to structure it in a different manner for compliance,
Hmm.
right? So, um, also some cultures just like no, like I'll send you a client, you send me a client, we're even, right?
Right.
Whereas, like I like the commission structure because it as a marketer, right?
Hmm.
Flatlines your cost per acquisition, right? Like I
Hmm.
know it costs me X per client. It's going to cost me somewhere between this and this per client, and I'm happy to pay it because I got the client, right? So
Right.
if there's a client that's there, they've already put money, the money's in the bank, pay the finder's fee. It's nice and simple and easy, right? So
Hmm.
that's kind of the gist of it, right? So, but if people are like reticent to take a commission, they don't want the commission or they're not allowed to take a commission, you
Yeah.
can always do something in their name, right? Like donate to a charity in their name,
Hmm.
right? To find a gift for somebody else. Like so when I did joint ventures with like dry cleaners, one guy didn't want anything, but his wife really liked like purses. Can't remember what the brand was, but it was some fancy brand, like. So every time that he got me enough deals, I would buy him a purse and then he'd give it to his wife, right? And
Yeah.
then he was happy, right? So he didn't earn commission per se, but he got purses for wifely happiness. So so that worked out for them.
Works. It's funny. I was about to ask a question and then I just checked ahead and it looks like that's the next thing to talk about. So
Oh, all
I'll
right,
just steamroll.
okay. Keep
Uh,
on keeping on.
Two things to avoid in joint partnerships. One, avoid one-sided partnerships. If only one person benefits, the JV quickly dies. The best JVs feel like free money for both sides. If your partner says, wow, that was easy and profitable, you've done it right. As long as I'll just add in, as long as you also say that was easy and profitable.
Yeah, it's got to go both ways, and by both ways I'm saying that even if you give them a bunch of business and you get a bunch of commission from them, that's nice because that's what the agreement was, but
Yeah.
they've also got to bring you a couple of clients, right, to make things fair and again equitable, right? Otherwise it just, like you said, it just feels one-sided, right? So
Mm.
if one guy's bringing all the clients and the other guy's not reciprocating, then after a while there's bad feelings get pent up, and you're like, I don't want this guy no leads no more because he never sends me any leads, right?
But
So
there's going to be arrangements where it doesn't flow the other way.
yeah, there's going to be some
Yeah.
arrangements where like you're not allowed, like if you're sending something to someone else and you're not a mortgage broker and they are a mortgage broker, clearly that's the thing. But even if there's no connection, like it's a mortgage broker and a plumber, right?
Mm.
The mortgage broker's got friends whose toilets have exploded, right? Like
Mhm.
something has gone sideways, and like just having the motion of being referred from a trusted source, even if you have nothing to do with each other, right? Like
Mhm.
let's say like we're friends, we're out on a picnic or something. You just found out that your kitchen exploded, and I know a plumber, but I am a website developer like you, right? Like
Mhm.
well, I know a plumber. You want one or not, right?
Mhm. Right.
So, yeah. So that's the
It,
kind of way it works, right? So,
Yeah.
like
But like
here's one. Weren't you the one who sent me the referral for the carpet guy?
yes.
Yeah. What the hell do you have to do with carpets? Nothing. You make websites, right?
Right.
But freaking excellent carpet guy, right? And it's the
Yeah.
carpet lining my office now, and it's great.
It's good stuff. And even that was I didn't even know a carpet guy. I knew a guy who knew a carpet guy.
Right, exactly. So there you go. Avoid one-sided partnerships, but make the business flow both ways, even if it's not like um in your normal day-to-day stuff. You will find someone that you can refer them eventually, right? Because you're just going to
Mhm.
meet people, you're going to talk to people, you're going to go to a barbecue, someone's going to talk about something, go, hey, I know a guy, right? And being the person who sends all the leads and is friendly and pushes that ticket. We go back to what last week's presentation was. It was about growing communities and growing, that sort of thing. This is where that joint venture stuff shines.
Nice. I just checked in. We have a hello again.
All right.
Carlos Tail Hardat.
Okay.
Tail Hardat. You know
Carlos,
that
the
person?
headshot guy, I think. So
Oh, is it? Well, I think you're right because the his profile picture is a very ramped up headshot.
excellent.
He's headshot maxing.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, he says hi.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Carlos. Good job. All right. So next thing to avoid, or the last thing to avoid partnering with anyone. That's good advice in many fields. Um, there's says avoid partnering with everyone. Not all networks are equal. Bad partners will send bad clients, damage your reputation, waste your time. Choose partners who share your exact audience, have credibility, actually execute. Quality over quantity.
In this case, yeah. Like a good partner will be like infinitely better than 10 bad partners,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
if the people are sending you leads but they're all non-qualified, right? You're sitting there spinning your wheels like on a bunch of sales calls going nowhere, and you're like, wait a minute, does people even have enough money to buy a house? Right? No, they don't.
Mm.
Then the mortgage broker is not going to be able to help you, right? Like it doesn't just concoct magical money out of nowhere. You still have to be able to pay back the house, right?
Right.
So that's important stuff.
What's
The
the oh, good.
well, part of the whole send bad clients thing also is
Okay.
also partially the fault of the person. So
Mm.
just so you know, like having a moat in front of you where they gotta kind of go through that process, right? And it's not to stop them; it's to indoctrinate them in the method by which you do your thing, right?
Hmm.
So, like for someone to bring me on as like a one-on-one consultant, they got to come to my Tuesday event to see if we're even a match, right? So they come to the Tuesday event, or they come to a networking event, or they come to one of these, these talks I do, and they see what I'm doing, they hear what I'm saying, and they go, "Yeah, that makes sense." Right? So before I even take them on as a one-on-one client, I don't care how much you want to pay me, right? I
Hmm.
make them go to one of these things, and they go, "Yay or nay," right? So they can get a taste of what it's like to work with me, and then now they're either a believer or it's a clear not match. And if it's a not match, then neither of us have committed money to the equation,
Hmm.
and they get to walk away scot free, and we're like, you know what, we're not a fit. It's okay, and that's okay. Like not everybody is a fit.
Yeah. What's an example of a joint partnership where it could damage your reputation?
Well, like let's say that you refer like a landscaper, right? And they write and instead of just cutting the grass, they mow down their prized petunias, right? And like all of a sudden, like,
Mhm.
oh my God, those are my favorite flowers. You just killed them all. Like
Right.
so making sure that the service level that the person you're referring is good, right? And this is why usually you're like either it's word of mouth where they've got a good reputation, or you've used them yourself, right? Like I have no issues referring you to any website project at all ever because you've done solid every single customer I've ever sent you, right? So yeah. Um I got no qualms with that. So because I've tested, and tried out service, and hell, you've made websites for me and stuff. Great, right? Like I have zero reservations to go. Yep, nope, Dan's got have him make a website and stuff. Because a recent one that you just worked on was Dave's website,
Mhm.
right? And Dave was like, "Should I hire an outsourcer for this?" And I'm like, "No, you need Dan." And he's
Better
like,
Dan.
but the outsourcer's cheaper, but Dan's here, right?
Mhm.
And he's gonna just know stuff, right? So
Mhm.
and Dave isn't like the website technical type, right? That's not his forte. So
Yeah.
when something blew up on like the hosting side, or something blew up on the SSL side, or something blew up on any of the technical sides, you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, no problem, I got this, and you just fix it and it's done. And I'm like, oh, good, right? And that's why people trust you, right? So you'll just fix it and it's done. Like, whereas if there was an outsourcer involved, it's like, oh, that's going to cost extra. We're going to do all this stuff, the nickel and dime things. You got the business, you're happy with the guy to add an extra 10 minutes to fix SSL, no problem, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why you pick your partners wisely, right?
Shucks, I'm blushing over here.
So I'm just using, like, literally, we're still working on that project. So
Yeah.
a couple messages rolled in. I'm like, let's use this one as an example because he's standing right in front of
Nice.
me.
What messages rolled in? What happened? Oh, it's
um,
processing. Okay.
Dave sent me some messages to audit the site that you built.
Oh,
Not for stuff that you built, but for the content that the AI made. So
right.
you're gonna get a little message from me with a bunch of screenshots of the site with red circles going, nope, change this number, change that
No,
number.
AI made this up. It's not true.
So yeah. So it's not on you. It was the AI that made all this stuff, but we still gotta check it, right? Like
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
the numbers are off, and it's like, yeah, we could get away with that, but let's not. So
Actually, this is not related, but the AI built site had a calculator on it
oh yeah,
that calculates your rates or whatever.
did it actually work?
Well, I mean, it functioned.
Okay.
Um, but then I was able to take the code that built that, give it to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT spit me out a version that would work with WordPress.
Oh, cool.
And in the process of doing so, it's like, yeah, but the calculations weren't actually correct in here. I've made it so the calculations are correct. So it found an error and fixed it.
Nice.
That was a crazy use of AI. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about today.
All good.
We're going to move on here to ChatGPT's red hot tip for turning your network into a joint venture ecosystem. That's what it says. That's the
All
tip.
right.
Turn your network into a joint venture ecosystem. Instead of a random networking, build a circle of 10 to 20 trusted partners. I like that. People who regularly refer business, co-host events, promote each other, share clients. When that ecosystem starts working, you wake up to leads you didn't have to generate yourself. True. That's when networking stops being coffee meetings and starts being a revenue engine. Revenue engine. I like that.
Yeah. Well, business engine optimization. Apparently, I like engines. So,
Mm.
yeah. In terms of this is what like a structured networking structure looks like, right?
Mm.
Like, so when you see like a board of trade, a chamber of commerce, or perhaps like a BNI type of group, they meet regularly with their trusted circle, and
Yeah.
everybody sends business to everybody, and that's why these types of models work really well, right? And there's nothing wrong though with random networking. You still do random networking to grow the circle,
Mhm.
but you meet with your regulars on a regular basis because that's what strengthens the bonds between everybody else,
Mm.
right? So that's also important. So yeah, so agreed on that. Building a circle of 10 to 20 trusted partners, that's a great way to do it. Actually, it's the business model we're doing for the B&M side, where we have a whole bunch of people that we're building a trusted circle of vendors, where when people are starting up their business, getting a business going, taking a business to the next level, we're there as a community to help support them and pull it together. So yeah, if they need the next level, website, I'm calling you. If they need some, accounting help, I'm calling Reza, right? If they want to buy some gold, I'm telling Bryce. So it's always the same folks because we do business together, right? So
Nice. Yeah, it really feels like we're building something here, doesn't it?
yeah,
Mm.
100%. So
And it
it's
works. So
time.
this is clearly ChatGPT giving excellent advice.
So it hit it out of the park this time. So
Nice.
for networking stuff, yeah, absolutely. All
All right.
right, here we go.
Yeah. Hack of the week.
The hack of the week. This one's called the Instant JV Map. And if you build an ecosystem around the client, so we talk about this in the BEO sessions, they're not your client. It's just your time to serve them, right? So
Mm.
there's a time flow that the client is going through, and it's easier if you just brainstorm it. You throw your ideal client, you write them in the middle of a page, and then you just make a list around everyone that they already trust, right? So I use myself as an example. So a small business owner, they want an accountant, a bookkeeper, a lawyer, a mortgage broker, an insurance broker, a web developer, a marketing agency, a business coach, you know, a banker, a commercial realtor, an IT provider, an HR consultant. They need all these things to make their business grow. And so if you make buddies with all the people around who your customer needs to do business with anyways, you're going to get a ton of clients just by associating with these people who are already like an arm's length distance away from you and the client, right?
Mhm.
So I wrote down, here's the magic part. You don't need 1,000 customers. You just need 20 partners who have 100 customers each. And this goes back to that whole, newsletter combination thing where everybody got together and built a newsletter around this. It works, right? So yeah, and that's where you find your next, gajillion customers, is because you have friends in the industry who don't necessarily cross over into your neck of the woods and don't do what you do. So it's important. So
Then you
that's it.
go,
That's
then you
that's
go, you go headhunting, find these people.
that's the hack of the week. So, and here's where you use it in networking. What most people do in networking is, hi, my name is, I do this, and then they
Yeah.
stop talking or they pitch you, right? And that's not the right way to do it, right? Like when you're at a networking event, you're not trying to sell the guy across the table from you. You're trying to tap into and get access to their network. That's the way to do it properly, because everybody knows, like, average person has 300 connections, right? Either on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on whatever the hell social platform you
Yeah.
use. You've got at least 300 people that are within that circle of influence that see your posts or know you or know of you, right? Even if it's just friends of friends, right? Like the moment you hit friends of friends, and you're into like 1,000 people each, right? So doing this taps into the network of networks, and doing it on purpose makes it more purposeful, so that when you are doing this, so at a networking event, you talk about you talk about yourself, and then you talk about, here's all the people that I want to meet. And then when you give them that list, don't give them like all 35 of them, just give them like three, right? Like, hey, do you know any good accountants? Yeah, cool. And then you got yourself a referral. Then you have coffee with the guy. Hey, do you know any good commercial realtors? Yeah, sure. Right. And then you get to know each other, you grab a dinner together, and then, hey, do you know a good banker? Right. And
You're tapping into the network of your network's network.
yeah, and
Mhm.
and that's where the exponential growth happens, right? Don't try to sell the person in front of you. That's a waste of time and effort, right? Like then you only get one sale, right? You get one
You,
sale. You tap into their network of networks, you get 1,000 sales.
I'm just realizing, I'm just thinking like I probably polish this up a little bit, but like it's the difference between for me going to, which is sort of how I've been doing, like go to a networking event and be like, I do websites. You need a website? Instead saying, I would like to be the website designer for your network. When people in your network need a website, I want you to send them to me.
Yeah,
And then it's like you're not even, it's not even it's there's something in it for them now,
yeah,
because I want to give
absolutely.
you commission for everyone you send me. They're suddenly going,
But
oh, here's an opportunity
don't
for me to make money.
necessarily lead with the commission angle, right?
Right.
Like because commission only works at a certain level of business.
Hmm.
After a while, commission stops working. Like as people get into like higher echelons of business, they don't care about the commission. They care about giving a good referral to their friend, right? Because once they start making like oodles and oodles of money, you know, the percentage wise commission that they get from sending like a small deal to you doesn't mean a lot to them, right? But the thing that means a lot to them is their name, right? So when they refer you, it's their name on the hook. It's their name on the line. And as you grow in business, that means more than money.
So hang on, before we end off, we have an update from Carlos.
All right.
Carlos does not do headshots anymore. He sold Art of Headshots,
Oh, he did.
but not before getting a really top-notch headshot for himself based on his
Clearly.
profile picture.
Yeah.
He also says that, and I love this. I'm really hoping we get more participation. I love it. Carlos says his pet peeve in networking events is narcissism. Someone talking endlessly about themselves and not taking a breath. Yeah, where you like can't get in there and say anything.
Yeah.
I hear you. Also, Fizan Nadim says, "Hi Earl, good to see you." He says this is a
Hello.
good session.
Awesome. Well, there
So
you
hearing
go.
that bolsters my spirits as well.
People need to network nowadays. So it's funny. I don't know if I told you, but George Moen and I started this thing called the Viking and the Duke.
The Viking and the Duke.
Well, George has Norwegian blood, and I'm the Duke of Earl, apparently. So, uh, so, every Sunday when we have a chance to, we go out, grab a bite to eat, and then we just have a discussion, and we put it out there. And last discussion was about networking because of harder times, right? Like networking is still the way to go, especially with the economy, not doing as great. Networking is the way to stay afloat, right? So that's really important. But anyway, there you go.
Nice. And yeah, then we're end off. Fizah, is that how you say it? Fizah?
I can't see their name, so I can't see.
Okay. He agrees with you on, actually, I don't know, it's a he. They agree with you, saying commission is point on. I meet many builders or other professionals, and they're like, we offer commissions, which I don't see as a long-term idea.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't offer commission, but don't make the commission the sole reason why people want to do business with you.
Right. It's your little button at the end. You say, hey, we got this great partnership, and hey, commissions, don't hurt.
Yeah,
Little
absolutely. Like here's an
tag.
example. Like you and I are getting into a deal for merchant processing, an example with Dave, right? Like you built his website and now you're going to help him sell stuff. Well, the thing is, yeah, there's commission, but I really, really enjoy the fact that I'm helping a small business save a bunch of money, right? So I feel good about that because it elongates their runway. It finds them some extra dollars to try marketing examples for stuff. It finds them extra money to maybe go on vacation, right? So
Yeah.
it's not just the savings that it's not just the commission like hey I got $20, but it's the fact that this family gets to go on vacation for the first time in like 4 years, right?
Mhm.
Like, oh cool, well that warms my heart and like makes me feel good about what I do, right? And then the next time they see me, they're sharing their vacation pictures with me. Like magically I'm immortalized in their mind because I helped them get that experience.
Yeah.
Right? And then the good juju that gets out there, they're just going to say nice things about me because I did them a solid, right? So
Mhm.
whether or not they send me more business or I get more business out of them or whatever, right? Like there's another person happily singing happy things about me out there in the universe, and the more people that do that, the easier it is for me to get business.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
it's in the long run, the long play. So there you go. So make the world a better place.
Yeah. So I love this. I love this participation. This is great. It can really help flesh out the show. So I hope this carries on. Fizah says yes. Yes. I assume that's in reference to me pronouncing his name. And Carlos says that his problem with commission is that it may become transactional rather than a true comradeship. Comradeship.
Well, you got to make it both, right? So let's say the guy gives you a commission for something, you take them out for a drink or two, just to, grab a coffee, right? If you're not into alcohol, that's fine. Like do something where you build the bond with the commissions, which hilariously enough will turn into more commissions, right?
Right.
So do that bond building thing, like for example, right? Like you've never had Peking duck. I took you out for Peking duck. Now our friendship is stronger, and we had duck. So
how's the power of duck?
There you go. So it builds the bond, builds the friendship, and then on top of it all, we get these shared experiences that we can then talk about later. So now I'm known in the network as the person who introduces people to Peking duck, apparently. So
Nice. I'm just looking down in the at the live stream, and it's delayed, and it just It's just subtitled Comradeship as Rat Ship
Excellent.
for winged rats. Carlos says he's glad you're healthy and he's enjoying this. Carlos, we're glad you're watching. We should probably wrap this up if we just keep going back and forth here all day.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll right at the tail end anyway. So it's time to
Yes.
play us out. But yeah,
So-
did you want to?
I'll just say, yeah, thanks everyone for watching, particularly this week, Carlos and Fazal for participating. That is super awesome. We encourage that sort of behavior.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Earl, for the nuggets of wisdom. Thank you, ChatGPT, for making it so easy for us. And
Thank you, Dan, for being an amazing co-host and keeping an eye on the socials and being able to interact with them. That's awesome.
I have a new job, another way to justify my existence. Awesome.
Excellent.
All right. See you next week, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.